one of our remits for the Young People's Programme is to have it all about work experience. So a lot of what they will do with this exhibition is learn how to put on Eventbrite, how to make flyers and publicise an event, then how to organise, how to curate it, how to put on the private view and the artist talk, and then sort of how they evaluate the whole project.
And so I really feel like this project is going to really enable our young people to go forwards in their work.
We're drawn to this piece called Tricky Dicey Die, which is behind us, and also the other paintings and photographs.
The symbolisms that stood out for us were the idea of like death and chance and probability, and like items being washed up on the shore and representing them representing the refugees with those objects.
It symbolises the world because it reminded me of a dome and like a dystopia because it has quite sad meaning, but it still represents the world because of the green and blue colours, which are quite earthy, natural.
The piece me and my partners were drawn to was the Black Star because it was the most unique, it was the most interesting to us. So
the symbolism that stood out for us is death, loneliness, and the constellation Gemini, and that has really inspired us.
The piece that we're drawn to the most is Cry of the Whale.
Mm-hmm. It's this piece where it's basically a huge boat made out of different oil cans and waste materials to make this big blankets on it. Yeah. So we were told that this piece represented the refugee crisis that's happening, which was so relevant to us now today, and also just the idea that symbolises so much about perhaps the way that refugees are being treated as waste materials as something they can throw away, and that something people aren't paying attention to.
I personally am drawn more to the use of materials than one particular piece, because a lot of them are made out of different types of fabrics or flip-flops, and that's what interests me the most about the exhibition.
I liked how each flip-flop had its own holes. Each flip-flop was from a particular person.
It kind of told everyone's story, and the fact that they were all completely different made me think of kind of how everyone's really unique and they're all running away from the same thing, but for kind of different reasons and looking for different things.
So our initial ideas was shadow puppets and have them hanging from strings, and then have each one represented with a dice and roll the dice and choose which one dies.
I was thinking originally a painting, but then I realised relief would be more important to physically break a 4x4, a layered painting in some sort to do with many sides of something. So it could be war, peace, conflict, natural, unnatural.
What I would like to do is create a sort of globe where I'm using different materials and different patterns to make up all of the countries and the sea and everything, but I'm not sure if I'd rather do it so that it's separated, so you can clearly see Europe has its own patterns and Africa has its own patterns and America has its own ones, or if I'd rather mix them all up to show the movement of people between countries and how we're coming together a lot more than we used to.
We have been really lucky to be sponsored for our Young People's Programme by St Andrew Holborn Charities. We've also been funded the last 3 years by John Lyons Charity, and they have helped to fund and develop our schools programme, which is fantastic. We'd like to say thank you to everyone that supported it.